Somebody gets it on many levels.
Thank you, Offset. Jeez.
Somebody came in already. Oh gosh.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, we early.
Y'all early too?
We are super
can't hear
early.
you.
Oh, you guys are on mute. You're on mute.
Oh,
Okay,
there we go.
We're under mutiny.
What's up, you guys? It's so good to see y'all.
Good to see you too.
You're looking wonderful.
Y'all look wonderful too. I like the background.
We kind of matching, sis.
I know. Like minds, right?
Right. Sync up.
So Brooke and Danny.
Yes.
Okay. How did y'all end up meeting?
That's a long
Well,
ass.
believe it
story.
or not, we met on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah. I never thought I would meet the love of my life on YouTube,
Right.
but
Oh. Cosmic is cosmic. Cosmic is cosmic. It doesn't matter.
I was doing tarot, and he had already had his tarot channel going for a while. And then he was creeping on me on the low on my channel, dropping little comments every now and then.
Well, yeah. When I seen, like, I was in search of like people to do collaborations with and stuff, because my collaborator went on her honeymoon, and I was just we were looking for more anyways, more people to come in and do tarot together. So
Whatever.
I was searching through
He
the
wanted to
YouTubes.
meet me. He fell in love at first sight.
As soon as I clicked on her video, I felt like this wave of matching unconditional love come through. Like, I don't even think she said anything, and it was just like boom, and I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah. That's it.
And
Yeah.
will you please tell me how to pronounce your name so I make sure I do it right?
Oh yeah, it's easy.
Well, I'm Kris.
And I'm Leasha. What?
We had it right.
We had it right. Yeah, I just spelled it wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy.
I even fucked up Kris.
You can't. You just can't.
You either spell it with a K or with a C. It's
Yeah,
either one.
it's the same thing.
Nice.
So did y'all know Sandra and Alan, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did a
Gosh, when was
I
that?
forgot
Like
even how we did an interview with them, but we did an interview with them last year,
Mhm.
and I forgot how we even came in contact with
It's
them.
like over a year. I think they sent us an email. I think they kind of stumbled across our channel
Oh, okay.
and they just kind of vibe with us.
Mhm.
And they do have this radio show, and they wanted us to come on the show and just, chat it up and whatnot. And we were like, sure, why not?
Mhm.
And we just clicked right away. We just vibed like instantly. Like our stories were so similar. It was just unbelievable. It was just so much in common, and we just started vibing real high, real quick.
Yep.
We just like instantly connected.
Mhm.
Did the radio show go through the other day?
No.
it didn't.
I was about to
Yeah.
say, because I was waiting. I was
Yeah.
trying to log in, and I had the hardest time. So I didn't
Yeah.
know if it actually played or not.
No, they're being shadow banned.
Wonderful.
Systematically shadow banned. Because when I looked at the radio and I saw the channels, I'm like, oh yeah, you guys are gonna be nice and shadow banned. This is true.
Yep.
Not with the stuff that they're saying. It's not gonna. They all probably until this situation transcends that we're experiencing.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But right now, it's probably gonna be like that.
Or we get beamed out of this timeline.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm
One
pretty.
of the two.
yeah.
One of the two is gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty much done. I
Yeah.
know. I was watching. What's that redheaded guy? He's a comedian, spiritual comedian guy.
Oh, JP Spears.
Oh,
JP,
JP, yeah. Oh, he's
And
hilarious.
he is, and he did the like a thing on the. I guess the government's going to be, or the government's like in tune with like deleting on Facebook, like
Oh, yeah, the text
censoring and
messages.
shit. And
Yeah.
then they talked about how they came out and actually said it, that they're going to be censoring text messages.
Text
between
messages,
people
your
and shit.
personal
Ain't no
phone.
way.
I mean, look at what they're doing now. We said this a year ago. We were like, It's no way we're gonna need a vaccine passport. That is silver,
Right.
tinfoil hat stuff. That is not gonna happen.
Right.
Like everything that's happening now, people are like, that's never gonna happen. And it's just rolling out one at a time. It's like these seals are being broken one at a time.
Big time, yeah.
I mean, I don't know. But we're still hopeful. We are still,
Yeah,
yeah.
I was about to say, same here. You know, I hold on to that mustard seed of faith because I am from North Carolina and I came to Canada to be with Danny. And I came here January 2020,
Pretty much, yeah.
right? I came and visited before, but I came back January 1st, 2020. And then the world went fucking crazy.
Crazy.
So I have not been back home. I have not seen my family.
Wow.
Oh, it's been quite a process, man. I get emotional
Of course.
sometimes because I miss my family so much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you know, I kind of just I give myself time to cry, to grieve, to miss them, you know, but then you hear all this stuff about like what y'all were just talking about and I'm like, you know, I hope they don't make it so that we have to get vaccines to be able to travel. You know, like that's just insane. That's gotta be illegal to say that you have
It
to.
is.
It is.
All of this is illegal.
But
According to the democracy that we think we live in,
Right.
yeah. So
It's
But
illegal, but the power is with the people,
Yeah.
right? And so because we are entering the age of information, where information rules, you know, before we had the Pisces, right? So we had the belief system going. And because people, they need to know, they just needed to believe, and everybody was just happy in that belief system, right? Tons of belief systems. So we were running off of a belief system. Now there is a new era that's coming online. This is a new age that's coming online. And this is the age of information. So we all know information, it's in and it's forming us from the inside, right? And so when you have this type of tyrannic, draconian entity that's present right now, they can't rule with that old system because it's a new energy coming online, a higher energy coming online. And so because they can't rule in a place where there is love and high frequency and high vibration and unity, they literally cannot separate people on that frequency, right? So they have to use information. This is why they have this big thing now called misinformation.
oh God.
So if it doesn't go with their narrative of what they want you to know, because again, they're forming you from the inside. So they're gonna cut it off. Well, that's misinformation. Get them offline. Get them off this. Do you guys know this lady called Erin Elizabeth? Is it Erin Elizabeth? What's her name? Elizabeth
Aaron or Aaron.
Erin Elizabeth. She's a health nut specialist.
Yeah.
Like total holistic. Like she's wonderful. She teaches people how to farm, what to eat. She cured herself from Lyme disease.
Oh wow.
Yes, and she's been showing people how to take care of themselves. And they took down her platform from Facebook, Instagram. They completely deplatformed her with 12 other doctors. We're talking about surgeons, neurosurgeons,
Dr. Couture.
all these
Man.
doctors who know what they're doing. They completely deplatformed them because they're showing people how to take care of themselves in a holistic way.
Yeah.
Well, and then the 100 and whatever holistic doctors that ended up dead.
Yeah, and then they
one by
died.
one.
Yeah. I think that all started in I want to say shortly after 2012. They just slowly started picking them off one by one.
One by one. 60 of them died in 1 year. After Dr. Sebi, because they have to get rid of Dr. Sebi, he could not be around with this shit. He'll mess the whole damn game up.
Oh,
So
I know.
got rid of him.
About that. I
Oh,
didn't even
yeah.
know that.
Oh yeah, Dr. Sebi, they had to get rid of him.
Oh, this shit's been going on. Like I come up in a church kind of background, and back in the 90s I was into like Bible prophecy and stuff. They were talking about it then. I met that David Icke kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
That guy, I had dinner with him, and it was like it's coming. Wow. And they were saying, well, no, it's really here. And now it's absolutely fucking here because they don't hide behind anything anymore.
They don't care anymore.
Boom. They don't give a shit.
They don't care. They're telling you, we're going to censor you. We're going to censor your text messages. And they're literally ignoring our freedom of speech. They don't care about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's
what kind of brings
wild.
me comfort in this time? Hey, baby dog.
Yeah, we got 2 doggies. This one is big and little. He's big, little. Like,
Hey, baby dog.
Omi, Omi, come here. Omi, come here. Come.
We have a dog too, and a cat.
Yeah. I can't have cats because my son is allergic to cats. Thank you, Knowledge.
Hi.
That's Knowledge. That's my big boy. That's my eldest son. He's 20. Could you believe it?
Oh,
Wow.
20 years old. I feel old sometimes.
not too much younger than me. I'm 26. Yeah, we have a bit of an age gap
Yeah,
between us.
we got the
18
gap.
years.
I mean, yeah, you're consumptive. As long as you're an adult, to me, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Hey, that doesn't matter at all.
So what I was gonna say, what brings me comfort during this time, and what I've kind of learned from spirit is the downfall of all of this stuff, or the contrast, I feel like is what really gives people the opportunity to break free from the conditioning, from the belief systems, from the unserving behaviors, because no matter whether you're pro-vaccine, you're against the vaccine, all of the different themes that have come up this year, no matter which way you look at it, there are positives and negatives on both sides.
True.
There's uncertainty on both sides, no matter how good you are with researching, no matter who you know, no matter how much money you have, no matter how much knowledge you have.
True, true.
It's this theme this year of uncertainty. And what Spirit shared with me is what that does is it makes people have to develop more of a sovereign energy where they're having to make choices by themselves without people telling them what to do, without having the research. And it's kind of forcing people to become that sovereign being, higher vibrational being, and having to discern and make decisions and rely upon self, not even the research, but their own intuition to make those decisions. And I think that's a really beautiful thing. And we don't need everybody.
Right,
We
right,
don't
right.
need everybody to step up. But I think the people that are awake and that really see these things, it's really like shaping and redefining them to be stronger.
Yes.
I like to add to what you were talking about. They need to shake things up because they can't operate in this like unconditional love environment kind of thing. But at the same time, as they're shaking things up, people are waking up.
Exactly.
Wait, what the fuck do you think you're gonna do?
Right.
Boom. So everything I thought was a conspiracy is actually true.
Right.
Okay, now I get it. Okay,
Right.
where's the gun closet? Looks like we're gonna civil war.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's what information does, right? Information changes your view on life, how you see things, your perception, how you perceive the world.
Yeah.
So
And this whole past 2 years has just been creating division amongst us like they always do, but now it's so, oh my God, like, oh, my health. Now you're attacking my health.
right.
Like pretty much fucking imaginary.
Well, it looks like health, but I would really say it's a very strong attack to the psyche more
Right.
than anything.
Yeah. The what do you call it? Gosh.
Psychological warfare.
Psychological warfare.
Yeah, that's
To a
exactly.
T, I mean,
Yeah.
it's so amplified.
Mhm.
And one thing I've noticed even within the spiritual community, Danny and I, we're all about building a bridge. I feel like that is what it means to be a twin flame, no matter your race, no
Right.
matter your beliefs, no matter where you come from, being able to build that bridge of neutrality, right? I accept you as you are, having compassion. And one thing I've noticed within the spiritual community is people, getting angry and attacking the ones that are asleep or the ones that don't know better, because it's like, it's your fault that, you should know better. How do you not, how are you not more smart, or how do you not know this knowledge? You need to do your research. And here's my thing on that. I don't think that we should shame or blame them, because, to be completely honest, if it wasn't for their sacrifice of being the sheep, if you will, we would never be able to see the contrast of where we want to go as a society,
Exactly. Yeah, you're right. I mean, there is I always say, you can, even in your lowest state, you can always find a way to spiral out or up with that energy of gratitude. Doesn't matter what it looks like. So in this chaotic situation, yeah, we could find a way to be grateful for those people, because it's kind of like a self-sacrifice, almost, even if they're riding on ignorance, in a sense, if you flip it, because it's the duality. So you're always going to find a positive and negative in anything that you're experiencing. You just have to be the one to want to see it.
Right. And what a blessing that is. They're the ones that take the vaccine, and who knows what's going to happen. They may get sick, but if it wasn't for their example, if it wasn't for sacrifice, we wouldn't know. Because we're like, I don't want to take the vaccine, or I'm not dumb enough to be a sheep and do this. But because of, that path, we get to really see what the vaccine's going to do, or, the people that are in control, how it affects people that don't have that sovereignty. And that's where we get, that's how we know what to do moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So what are things like for you all in, because you're in Canada right now, right? What part of Canada are you?
You can't even say it right.
We're at the top of Lake Superior, very top.
And how are things up there right now?
Is it like pretty strict and stuff?
We just came out of like lockdown. We went through 3 phases to start back up, and then now we're in phase 3. So like 50% occupation, like in like a restaurant or something. Patios are open and stuff like that.
50% capacity.
Wow.
Got you, baby. But where we live now is very, very small. We're in the bush, y'all. Like straight up.
Good for you.
Yeah.
1,000 population. So
good. That is beautiful. So you guys have like a farm outside where you can actually like grow stuff?
I wish. I mean, the winters are fucking harsh.
Oh yeah, this is true. This is Canada. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Like, girl.
She's from North Carolina.
The snow, it comes up to like no bullshit.
I know. I believe you. I lived upstate before, right? It's 30 miles from Canada. What is that? Watertown, right next to Syracuse, like an hour away from Syracuse. And I lived up there, and trust me, I know.
Girl. It put my ass all down this city.
Yeah, I know. It's terrible. Like we would go outside in the snow, because my ex-husband used to be in the military. So he was in Fort Drum. And we would go wake up, open up the garage, and the snow would, like, you would only be able to peek out of the garage, because they call it when you snowed in. Literally, you can't come outside. You gotta shovel your way outside. So I get it. It's horrible.
That's why the doors open inwards.
Right.
For real.
Yeah, it gets bad.
But other than that, I mean, we felt the effects of COVID and stuff on a minuscule level, really.
Oh yeah.
I mean, things closed, the stores, you have to wear a mask or whatever, but because it's such a small place, we can kind of get away with walking in the post office and not wearing a mask and stuff like that. But psyche-wise, it's the same as a city. Like some of the people, they still have the same narratives and fears and pushing the same agenda, and
because you're within 6 feet, you're gonna cause me death and harm.
Wow.
I'm like, okay.
Yeah, we have been affected zero.
Yeah.
It's not.
Like it's like, once again, we understand that it's more of something that has to do with on the psychological level, because with when things start popping off, to be honest, a lot of things really played out in our favor.
Yeah.
And it really played out in our favor. And as far as like the whole mask thing here, even though they mandated it,
Mhm.
we're like, still not wearing one.
We don't do that.
So,
Yeah, we're not. I'm sorry, we're not wearing one. And
So-
they're like, why? Like it's we just don't wear one for health reasons. So
Real.
Same.
yeah, we
Yeah.
see opposite,
I seen a Forged in Fire episode, and this guy is just sweating, and he's fucking, oh my god, I just can't and he's got a fucking mask on in front of a forge. You know what I mean? Like, and the medical officer is like, "Are you okay? You can be able to continue this." I'm like, "Why don't you fucking tell him? Why don't you take your mask off and breathe for a minute?" You know what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous.
It is way beyond ridiculous because it's like I don't understand why they're not really telling these people the truth. They just keep lying to them because the mask does absolutely nothing for a virus. The mask, if it's like a bacteria, then it helps out with bacteria because bacteria are bigger than viruses, right? But wearing a mask for a virus is like trying to keep mosquitoes out with a mesh net,
Yeah, with a fishing net.
Yeah, it really doesn't work on a scientific level. So, and they are really making people believe. And again, going back to that belief thing, right? As long as people can believe something, they'll replace it with the fact. And because they have that position held there, there is no room for the truth, right? So they just use that and just, have these people out here doing the craziest things because of something that they believe.
yeah.
To bring it back, though, it's been a bit of a blessing for us because I know when it hit, by the end of March, we were going through how many months were we together? Like in union, I'd say a good 6 months. And like right around the 3 to 4 months, you get maybe a month or 2 or 3 of like, oh, it's bliss, and I can't believe I'm with my twin, and we're in union and all that shit, and then shit starts popping off. And at the end of fucking March, we got to the point where she's like, "Baby, I don't think this is working out for us, and maybe we need to separate. I'll go home for a bit and stuff like that." And like that, right? Not even, I don't know, probably hours after we were like contemplating, borders are shut down.
Oh, wow.
I
Yes,
said,
girl.
"Baby, I'm sorry we did that."
Wow.
Couldn't go home.
Yeah, I said, "You could go, but you can't come back for
Mhm.
how, like, who knows how long."
Couldn't
Don't
take
know how
my
long.
dog.
Wow. What is meant to be will be. This universe does not play. And that's kind of like how it's been for us.
No,
Yeah.
Spirit was like, no, you guys need to figure it out together.
Together. That's how we've been.
Yeah.
We've been forced to figure it out together. Like for 3 years now, we just every time, we hit like a rough patch, and it's really not that bad when we really want to leave each other.
No.
But we do get frustrated sometimes. But anything that comes in that type of vibration, I tell you, I kid you not, something always happens that situation can be used as a catapult to take us to a different level.
If you're willing to look at it. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had defrosted chicken gate, dog gate, like Watergate, you know what I mean? All these different little episodes that we just blow up on each other out of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, but I've told him, I said, would you rather fight over a piece of fucking chicken or you want it to be over some real shit? Like,
Right. That's us. It's little stuff, like stuff that don't even make sense, right?
Yeah, and we found it so like similar to when we talked to other twins in union. Like, I don't know. When I first started out on this journey, I was like, oh, I can't wait to be in union. And oh well, you gotta do all this work. And I was blessed to meet up with Nick and Dove Twin Flame Revolution.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're cool. They're so cool.
Yeah,
that was my girls. I
They-
love Nick and
they
Dove.
kind of put me on the right track, and like I'm doing all this inner growth and all this stuff, and I'm like coming into alignment with Union, and then being in Union, I was like, God damn, this is nothing like I thought it was gonna be. More fucking work.
More work.
Ripped wide open, fucking straight up, can't take anything personally, can't have any expectations.
Right.
Oh my God.
This is
I
the
mean,
next level.
if people knew what Union was all about, I don't know, like more than half of them be like, yeah, I'm good.
Right.
Yeah, they actually would. They would. A lot of them would really throw in the towel
Yeah.
because a lot of people are not equipped to handle this because for one, they're not equipped to really face themselves.
Right.
That's the major thing because just like that was the collector card that came out last
This is
night.
what they don't want to do.
Yeah.
Last
Rip
night.
the top of the head off. and-
Holy shit.
This is what a lot of them don't want to do. And this is our collective reading last night. It's time to take the mask off, which a lot of them still have that representative. And that representative, it stays there and you can't remove it. But
Shedding beliefs, old belief systems, reprogramming your mind one neuron at a time. I mean, like,
Yeah, I don't think people realize that if there's anything I've learned from being in union with my twin is that he absolutely brings out the best in me. But to get to that best version of me, I have had to look at so many of my weaknesses. And there's many times where you think you're in union with your twin and they're going to be this perfect mirror, but actually there's a lot of moments where you don't know what's going on. You don't understand where the tension is coming from. You begin to awaken to this loop that keeps happening between you two. For me and Danny, like every time there would be a trigger, we'd go into this loop where I would get kind of like frustrated and yell, right? And then Danny would shut down. And then I would want to talk about it and get to a solution. And Danny would want to abandon the conversation and run away. And we looped in that, I kid you not, for like a year. And we would find like little breadcrumbs to like maybe kind of transmute some energy here and there, make some shifts here and there, but it still kept looping around. Spirit told me about those loops is even though it seems like you're repeating maybe some of the same karmic energy or some of the same cycles, or maybe it appears as it's the same shadow work. But what they told me is every time you go around that loop, it actually, that level, if you will, if it's like a game, that level evolves. And there are specific obstacles that are put in place to strengthen some of your weaknesses, to kind of shape and mold you.
I mean, it was like Helen's trigger. Baby, we got to talk.
We talked about that the other night.
Yeah.
That's some principle office shit. man.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We
Yeah.
touched on that
But
topic.
you know
That's
what?
true.
On that call that we did with all the other twin flames on this couple of Thursdays ago, out of all of the couples, there was a strong connection that we felt between y'all two.
Yeah, you guys were real. Like it was like you were real. Like not saying that the others are not real.
Right.
But the authenticity that was just piercing through was magnetic.
Yes.
Well, that's something I hold to my core. And when I first seen her first video, I was like, that bitch is real.
Yeah, that's what I like. Yeah, this is real.
Real.
Dude, I mean, same thing here. As soon as I saw y'all, I mean, y'all ain't even said a word yet. I was like, oh, it's them. It's them right there. I don't even know them, but yes.
We were saying the same thing. Yeah. Wow, that is crazy.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that you could feel us. Man.
Wow.
I love that when someone really not just sees me, not just hears me, but feels.
Yeah, we felt.
Yeah,
we definitely felt.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
So what all have you all been working on in regards to two things, actually, with your business and your spiritual paths.
Would you like to answer? Or you want me to go ahead?
I mean, so we'll just start off. Divine feminine.
Yeah.
That's why
Divine masculine.
she's talking more than me.
Right.
Same here. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. We've gotten used to it. And,
Yeah, we have to.
go ahead, baby. Like, Jesus.
Well, I mean, let's
Like
knock this out together.
I think where we
see, I knew.
Okay, I'm taking the mask.
I knew.
I'm taking the mask on now. I got the fucking mic.
Fuck it up, baby. Fuck it up.
No, from where we came, like we went union straight into mission. And then we do card readings and shit. And then we went into a mentorship and like, I mean, we went deep on them. Oh my God. And we came out of it like she was being attacked. Like
we didn't have the tools to secure our energy.
Not just spiritually, but like verbally.
Yeah.
And she was like, baby, I need to pull away. And I was like, okay, fuck it. And really, we needed to anyways, because at that time we needed to really spend some time with each other, you know, and grow a bit.
And it was like, no matter the crystals I wore, no matter the prayers I said, no matter the rituals I did, it didn't matter what I tried to do. It was just to a point where our energy, we didn't have enough trust. That's what it was. We didn't have enough trust between us at the time. And that caused a lot of energy leaks. And that uncertainty or that lack of safety in your vulnerability can lead to a lot of energy leaks and a lot of lack of boundaries at times. That was a really tough lesson for us, was that there has to be a really strong foundation between us of safety in our vulnerability and trust. And that helps us establish really clear boundaries as a union, but also with other people and other people's energies. So now I feel like we've gotten to a point where if we were to step back in that container and space, we would be a lot more secure than we were then. We just kind of lack the tools. And
well, in first year union, man, Jesus. Like,
yeah.
And you know it, and every other, you know, true twin flame and union knows the first year is wild.
Yeah, it's
wild. Like that's like you take a normal relationship times about 1,000% energy.
Right.
And not being able to leave pretty much. And I mean, that was rough. That was wild.
So there was that. And then on top of that, I had just moved from North Carolina to a new country. I didn't know anybody.
6 feet of snow.
I have addiction in my story, and I was addicted to pain pills. And that was my first, like, no more, not doing any pain pills, don't have a way to get them. Our journey's been pretty fucking crazy. You know, we had all of that going on, plus with the COVID stuff, running the business, working on learning each other, getting to know each other.
Yeah, so moving forward, I know we're called to helping people elevate and raise up kind of thing. The last couple months, I've been really getting slammed with like how to get back into neutrality and stay consistent in neutrality. You know what I mean? These things aren't happening to me. They're happening for me. Getting into flow, just like whatever, like my instance with the truck. I don't know if you watched my last live or my last video, but you know, busting knuckles, breaking parts. And I was like, I could feel that just, oh my God, like everything I do is just fucking up. Breaking, and I had to take a fucking break is what the universe was saying. What's with all this breaking shit? Well, you need to fucking take a break.
Wow. When were you experiencing this? Like, is it recently or a few months ago?
Over the past few months.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
Him too.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah, because it was like when it came to our business, because you know we went from just like doing card readings and we started out doing consultations, but we grew the business and things of that nature. And it's like everything that I was trying to do as far as, because I had just got my associate's degree in graphic design. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna get these applications in and I'm gonna get a job as a graphic designer. And all the applications get denied. It's probably like it's to a point that I don't even click on the emails anymore. I just delete them instead of looking at them because it's like a decline type thing.
And
then
you was cutting yourself all the time. Like, remember you was having all these accidents?
Oh yeah, all these.
And just anything. It was just weird. I'm like, what the hell?
Oh, but if you ain't bleeding, you're not doing it right.
Oh, I was bleeding.
But it was some type of energy that just
Yeah.
pushed in. That he was just dropping shit, breaking shit, cutting himself. It came to the point when it was time for him to cut vegetables. I'm like, you know what? I'll cut it. It's okay. It was that bad because he was burning himself. Just I don't know what that was. And you said this was for the past couple months?
Yeah, like May, June, big time. I stepped back and I'm like, okay, what is up? And I kept, putting in, it was the smallest little expectation. I'm going to have this part on the truck by today, the end of today. Even the smallest of expectation, shit would pop off. So I said, okay, fuck it. It'll get done when it gets done.
I'm gonna walk outside and go stand by the truck. Check.
I'm gonna, yeah. I'm gonna make a list and just like have little successes and whatever. Like I'm not gonna do any big thing.
Right.
And then if something wouldn't go on right, okay, well, you're not going on today, but someday you will, and I'll just do something else. I'll go and change this out or whatever. And that happened. I didn't even know. Like I couldn't even believe how fast that went,
Yeah, once
little victories. And then so it was teaching me to zero expectation. Once again, like I preach zero expectation, but like they creep in real quick and the radar, and they just like, it's like a little pin in your fucking neck, and then it's like, oh shit. So I pulled the pin and man, I got the truck done real quick all of a sudden.
Wow.
Everything fell into place and like effortlessly, and I was like, wow.
Yeah, and witnessing kind of him on his little individual journey, because we are a couple, but we have like individual little missions that Spirit gives us. And, witnessing that journey, like I saw him, he kept hurting himself. He would come home and he would feel really defeated, and that was the toughest part, because I know how hard he works. I know how smart he is. I know how passionate he is, even about the smallest things. He really puts his heart into everything, and watching him come home and just feel so defeated. And then as a twin, you want to help or you want to nurture, you want to comfort, but even if I tried, it kind of didn't stick or it didn't work because it was his own journey, right? But kind of watching it unfold, once he kind of started opening up, for one, about what was frustrating him, because he'll pretend like everything's okay, he'll come home and see he's a good dad, he's a good husband, but internally he's like defeated and frustrated that he couldn't get things done. So the first thing he started doing was like opening up a little bit about how he was feeling, about what was going on. And then once he opened up and shared, then I really saw kind of a shift starting to take place where, he was kind of talking to Spirit about it. He was letting go of the expectations, letting go of the validation. And then it's just like I saw this weight be lifted off of him. And then he was having fun again, which is what I missed the most. It was a beautiful contrast where he went from just defeated and just tired to passionate and having fun doing what he was doing again,
that is freaking amazing.
Did a good job.
Baby had to do the same thing. See that little blackboard back there, that little chart? I don't know if you can see it, but he had to literally go and write stuff down and like take them off one at a time, and
This little whiteboard.
Oh my
yeah,
God.
the little
I have
whiteboard we got back there. Yeah, that's what he had to do.
Yeah.
And it was a journey, and yes, I definitely can attest to that defeat energy. Because we did what you call that, the emotional code thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's the energy that had popped up, remember? That
Mhm.
defeat energy.
Mhm.
And at first you were kind of like in denial a little bit. You were like, I don't feel defeat.
Yeah.
Oh, trying to talk to him or tell him what I was seeing, what I was feeling from him.
Bet you crazy.
Yeah, but after a
But that's
while,
not what's going on.
that is not what's going on. Yeah.
You delirious.
Oh, I remember.
That ain't me, baby.
I remember even thinking to myself, like, this dude is fucking delusional. But like, all right. I love you, baby, but
Yeah.
Moving forward in mission, like I think we're starting to baby step out. She's been posting more than I have, and I'm kind of getting back into things. I had a lot of 3D things to take care of, and finally that list is way cut way back. So I know she really wants to start putting out videos of like what we've been through in our story.
You should.
That's something that's been on the back burner. I've been game for it since day one because everyone else has done it, kind of thing. But we've come to a place where okay, it's time, and that we had to get into the we energy before we could, like Sandra now would say, before we could like lay it down.
Yeah.
So that's where we're going to be coming. That's what we're going to be coming out with, and I know like I want to get the subscriber count up a bit. And Tara was really what brought me in, what brought her in, kind of thing. And I don't, there's this dabbling with, so like, I am not like a cookie cutter, cold read. This is how your week's going to go. God bless those readers, but like, it's just, I don't resonate with it.
Mm.
And I've always been like dropping the cards and then bringing guidance to get you through the situation, kind of thing, and to elevate your level of like consciousness. And it's a niche market because nobody wants to do fucking work.
they just want the answers.
They just want the answer.
Yes.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's
Is this guy coming back to me now?
Yeah.
Like pretty much. And I don't mind. We made quite a bit of money doing it, but it didn't really feel fulfilling. That's another reason why I was good to pull back on it. Like doing the 12 zodiacs bi-weekly was,
that's a lot of work. It's a lot of fucking work.
it
It's a
was
lot of
quite a
fucking
bit of work.
energy.
But it did call me in. There was into the what do you call it? The tribe. It called me into the tribe. We found more of our people, kind of thing. And so I might do that for a bit, just to bring more people in and kind of thing. But we're definitely going to merge in our story with that. And maybe I don't see why not go live once in a while and do personal readings and stuff. And what was the other thing?
I want to collab with people.
Yeah,
I want to have conversations like this where like this is the real shit. This is what really goes on. And not only sharing the story, but also sharing the tools, the technique. And
I've been big on collabs from the beginning. And
yeah, you have
brought tarot readers together, did the conversations with us.
Yeah, the first time we ever did anything for Lee and Sherry, Danny is the one that got all of the twins and stuff together. Yeah. You've always been a collaborator type of person.
Yeah, it's funny. I don't know how I just came. I must have came out of like spirit into this body, and I'm like, I grabbed Master Networker off the table, and I'm like, okay, I'll be one of these. Because the people that I've been blessed to meet that have come into my life and stuff, they are like high level. And when I was younger, it was CEOs and stuff at different corporations that would just like connect with me, and like all of a sudden I'm schmoozing with the higher ups, like having dinner with David Icke. Who has
No,
dinner
you
with
know
you
what?
today?
You know what? Because we've been watching Supernatural,
Oh yeah.
and what I've been afraid to watch Supernatural for the longest while because I was just never. I'm not attracted to horror films. I've never been attracted to it. Right. So the things like The Conjuring and all that shit, I won't watch. The Supernatural, I watched a couple episodes and I would say, you know what, this is too much for me. But back then, that's before I was kind of like opened up and really understand that esoteric knowledge and the symbolism behind all these things. So now I'm watching Supernatural, and I say this to say, you know, when you say you're meeting with people from higher ups and stuff like that, we really don't know to a certain degree what is driving a vessel.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be David Icke, that would be Michael Jackson, that would be me, you, anybody,
Right.
any physical meat suit, right? To a certain degree, we have absolutely no idea what is behind that flesh suit. So
I know David Icke is probably a Lizzie. You know what I mean?
I know, but we could meet any one of those, whether higher up, like a bum, CEO, whatever, because they all play different roles in this world, depending on who they're trying to reach, what message that they're trying to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I've spoken to someone on the street, like a homeless person, gave me some of the best knowledge ever.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I've spoken to, because I work for a bank, spoken to one of the higher end managers. It's funny, his name is Michael, right? And Michael is just a real significant name in my life since I was a kid. And the day that he called me was just like, I couldn't even believe the way how everything was just orchestrated around the name Michael. One day I might be able to tell you the story, but it was really, really weird. But when I met with him, I thought that he would be like an asshole, because most CEOs are kind of like assholes. But I met with him one-on-one, and this guy was freaking spiritual. He was sensitive. I think he's one of the best managers I've ever had. He will come in on Thursdays, every single Thursday, and he will greet every one of the workers, and he knows everyone's name.
Oh yeah, those
And
ones.
he knows your situation. He knows everyone's situation. Like he'll come in, what's up, Leasha? How's the kids doing? How is that? Such and such. He'll go to the next one. He'll high five. And he got different little things that he does with everyone. And he'll ask everyone, how is your wife? Is she feeling better? Do you need anything? And everyone, he never treated us like just numbers or swarms.
Yeah.
Very personable,
Yeah,
and
beautiful. Wow.
yeah, but that's what I'm saying. It doesn't really matter what position they're in.
Right.
The entity that's running the vessel. That's
We gravitate towards each other, you know what I mean? Especially in times of need. And like 2018 was rough, man. Like that was my second nervous breakdown in like 2 years. And I heard the twin flame stuff back in 2012.
wow.
And for some reason I was on YouTube and I thought, well, I'll check my astrology and see what the fucking deal is. I was never really big into astrology. Well, I'll check it out. And then I found my sun sign, and I found tarot. I'm like, what the fuck? Watched it. Holy shit, they know what the fuck is going down, man.
By the natal chart.
Yeah, and then I just keep clicking on the tarot, and oh my God, they're telling my fucking story. What the fuck is up with this? And then I found Nick and Dove, and that wave of love came in like it did with her, and I was like, oh shit.
Wow.
Really, the whole twin flame thing is about the journey within and of self and self-love, and like they were popping off, and I was typing like crazy in the comments, and Nick was like, I know that person, you know what I mean? I know that soul. And we became really close, and they really helped me. They picked me up, put me back on the track, said, okay, get going.
Wow.
And I watched the little miracles happening in my life, like, and how well I manifested shit. Like I was driving down south. It was a 5-hour drive. 2 hours in, my transmission started acting up. And like I just gone through a nervous break. I'm like, Spirit, I cannot fucking deal with this. I cannot fucking deal with this. I ain't got the cell phone shit is intermittent. I don't have fucking money for this shit. This is all on you. I can't fucking deal with this. So I was fucking yelling to you. You're gonna have to figure that out. I'm just gonna drive because that's what I can do. And I'm not going back, I'm going forward. Because that's what I do. And that car, I mean, it was rough once I got to the city, but that car huffed and puffed its way all the way through, I think, 2 street lights. And then I coasted into the Nissan dealership and it fucking died.
Wow.
And they had to push it in and they were like, wow, man. Then the transmission, like that car was like 8 or 9 years old. And but Nissan had like changed their warranty because it was like CV transmission, belt drive transmission, and they had some shit go pop off back in the day. So they extended the transmission warranty from 5 to 10 years. Everything was covered. I didn't have to give them a dime.
Nice.
And they gave me lunch and a coffee. And I'm just like, boom. Wow. Because that car would have stayed there otherwise. And I would have had to get a bus ticket, I guess. But just blessing after blessing after blessing after blessing. So I knew the energy that I was working with. I got a soul realignment with Nick and Dove. And I mean, like their prices they're high. You really
we see the prices.
Oh yeah, their one-on-one is like their first package is $5,000.
Yeah.
Their soul realignment was like $1,200, but
Right.
in Canada that's $1,600 kind of thing. But they said, look, you just put the energy out there. We'll put the energy out there. You'll watch the money come in. And I put 500 down, and I said, that's how serious I am, Spirit. And the money came in like within a week. It was paid and we did it. And that was my starting point on the journey to loving on myself and stuff and moving into alignment with union. And it was wild.
Wow. That is freaking amazing.
Are y'all going to the Rise event that Nick and Dove are doing? There was a ticket for like, I think $100 and something bucks. But if you guys can make it, it would be awesome to see y'all there. They got like a live concert they're doing. Their work is incredible. I mean, just their energy in general, but
when is it?
The 29th, 30th, right. And 31st. It's 3 days. I don't know how long. They never really said. Don't know when it's starting, but I'm sure it's like late afternoon. And it's $197 a ticket, but there's like you can do 2 installments of $99.
Yeah, and what we kind of did was like we have some friends and stuff that are into spirituality, and like you can just kind of split the ticket between, because you only need 1 ticket, right, to have access. So kind of have like a little party, and which is really fun, and it inspires me because how awesome is it to bring people together through something like this and also have a good time, have a little bit of a party while also doing some spiritual work. Like,
yeah, take a look on the website. It's busting through blocks, whether it's money, relationships, whatever. It's like it came at a time when we're just getting started, but we need that fucking punch.
Well, we just love Nick and
Forward
Dove. Like they're our friends. We just want to hang out. We want to be there.
Yeah, we'll definitely check it out.
What month is it? Next month?
This month, July 29th, right?
The end of the month.
The end of this month, yeah.
But it would be cool to see y'all there and vibe out to some music. See y'all dancing on the Zoom screen, okay?
Yeah, it's total Zoom.
Yeah, we've never been like, I don't think we've ever been in anything like that, except for Forbidden Knowledge, when he has his gatherings on Zoom. But I don't think we've ever been to like a party on Zoom.
other than Secret Energy, where they kind of had that thing, but they did that on YouTube.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
I did in 2018. I went to, they had like a 3-hour energy event, and oh my God, man, wow! Like you don't come out of there without your energy being totally rejuvenated and restructured on a cellular level, kind of. I mean, it'll fuck you up in a good way, though, you know. And yeah, everything they do is powerful. There's no doubt about it. I know when we met them, we went to dinner, and we were sitting at this sushi or seafood place. I was sitting beside her, and like I slid inside of Brooke, and I'm looking out of her eyes, and I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on, man? Holy, it freaked me right out. And then I slid out, and I was like, oh man. And Nick and Dov were like, what's up, man? Like,
wow.
I told them that. They're like, holy shit, yeah, you gotta be twins. I don't even think they've ever heard of shit like that, but
wow. Yeah, yes, it is possible.
That was wild.
That is possible. As a matter of fact, if you go to what's that guy's name? Ryan Cooper's channel, he actually gave a story on how that happened to him.
Oh,
Ryan,
you might be interested in that.
Ryan
I've always wondered what happened.
Yeah, Ryan Cooper. I think he explains what actually happened.
Yeah, he was talking about an experience he had with his girlfriend, now wife, who he has a baby with. That one night they were sleeping, and one night he rolled over like he normally does in the bed, but he rolled over into her.
Wow.
He was actually inside of her. And it's like, oh, wow.
Yeah. So this stuff is, I mean, twin flames, the union is, you're not going to get anything mundane out of it. I mean, this is the complete opposite of a mundane relationship.
Oh my God.
Complete opposite.
I think that the twin flame journey, you know, I don't think it's so much of a who or like who we are, but I feel like the twin flame journey, the twin flame idea is more of a template. And I think that it's a guidance system. Like we are the living, breathing example of what relationships of all kinds are supposed to be like: the vulnerability, the shadow work, the contrast, the intimacy. You know, I think that it's not just for a twin flame relationship, but a real foundation for how we should be with everyone, you know?
Yeah, it's
At
bringing,
least that's our vision and that's our goal for what we do.
it's bringing unconditional love back into love.
Yes, yes,
For
yes.
real.
Yeah, it's bringing back that true love, the one that's not judging and not comparing and things of that nature. So yeah, that's exactly what it is, and that's I guess that's the reason why when we come in contact with somebody else who says that they're in a twin flame relationship, we can see like, okay, yeah, you're telling the truth. Like, it may not be a twin flame, but you may be like a soulmate or something of that nature. But we don't say that.
Yeah, we don't. We're not one
that.
to put our projections onto others. You know, we can feel things, and you know, hey, this is us. But we will always lead them back to on the inside to get their true answer. They'll tell themselves if it is so or if it is not so. But yeah, we oftentimes observe things, but it's not our place to say those things. So
No, and we've had to repair quite a few like tarot reader damage from like
those are the worst.
Just the pumping shit up and like, you know, fuck a label is her tagline. Mine's natural born trigger.
Fuck a label, I like it. Yeah, they really mess shit up for some of these people.
Oh, I mean, but it sucks them in, and then once they got their hook in them,
yeah, they just keep wheeling and
bleeds money out of them, and like
pirate. Yeah,
because at some points it feels like it's counterintuitive what we do, because like a lot of people, especially when it comes to tarot readings and doing sessions, like they want people to come back multiple times and spend money, and we're like, we want y'all to come to us one time.
The
Yeah,
maximum is 2.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I put it out there quite often is my job is to get you to a point where you don't need me anymore. To put myself out of business.
And I would hope that
That's my business.
I would hope that that would be every twin's intention is
Yeah.
to give people tools that they can use. Therefore, they can navigate their journey truly
yeah,
from a sovereign
exactly.
place.
Yes, absolutely. Because anything outside of that, it's vampiric and it's disempowering. And then that is doing the complete opposite of what we're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be empowering people.
Amen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we always lead them back inward. Some of them don't like it. This one lady we had a session with, she wanted us to tell her who her twin flame is. Somebody else told her who her twin flame is. So we had to try to get her back on the right track.
Damage control.
Yeah, do some damage control. Like, you stop doing that. Like, externalizing your power like that to have someone tell you what to do, You have to explain to them so much that if you're wanting to know what dress to wear, that's fine. I'll tell you the blue one looks better than the green. But when you're talking about your soul's journey, when you're talking about anything that has to do with the inside, you can't have people telling you what to do.
Amen.
So, I mean, I can guide you and I can show you things, and show you contrast and things of that nature. But ultimately, you're the one that has to, make the decision, and you make it from in here.
Yeah.
They don't like that though. They don't. Some people don't like that.
Yeah. Otherwise, spirit will show you through duality. Okay.
Right.
Here we go.
Yeah.
It's-
So when it comes to collaborating, but how often do y'all post videos on your channel?
Well, when in my heyday, I was doing the Dirty Dozen every 2 weeks, but we'd go live once a week together and do like readings and stuff. And every once in a while, when people wanted to get together, we do conscious conversations and talk about just really allowing them a glimpse into what we talk about and the energies that are happening right now and what we're exploring through our own journeys and stuff.
Yeah, so we do tarot readings, and then we do live mini readings for the tribe on our channels, and then we do like collaborations with other readers, and
Trifecta
also dang, you made me forget what I was gonna say. Oh, and conscious conversations. That's been in the past, but we're really going through this restructuring phase where we would really like to do collaborations just like this right here.
Yeah.
Have conscious conversations with other people, kind of moving away from the tarot reading collaborations and getting into real, raw, vulnerable conversation with people. That is what we would like for the future.
And I know we'll still do tarot collabs once in a while,
Yeah, that's kind of along the lines of what we're doing. Because at a certain point we realize that there's only so much that we can talk about twin flames. There's only so much, because like it's just kind of repeating itself over and over again.
Yeah,
pretty much.
So like we've noticed that when we switch over from talking about something that's twin flames versus something that's actually developing your soul, it's like
You run.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, because if we put twin flame in the title, we'll have right now, I think the most that we've ever gotten on one live is like 50 something people on a live.
They'll come running.
Versus like if we're talking about a topic that's helping in your development, we may have about 15, 20 people.
20 max 20.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Discouraging, but that's why I remember times like this right here, that there are other people that want to do exactly what we're trying to do. And the more that we come together and people see that, the more we kind of get to step out of that fucking twin flame box.
Right, exactly.
I refuse to stay in that fucking box.
Right.
Part of the struggle, because Danny and I were like, well, if we don't throw ourselves out there as twin flames, then we don't get this, or you know what? I don't care. I'm to the point where I want to be Brooke and Danny. I want to share our journey. I want to share our knowledge, our wisdom. And yes, sometimes the twin flame label will be put out there, but I am more than just a twin flame. My life is more than just a twin flame journey. You know what I'm saying?
And that's where Empire of Neutrality comes in. is like, we're creating this empire. She's an empress. I'm an emperor. And, you know, neutrality is like, it's such a beautiful fucking way to live. You know what I mean? Like you're on a,
Oh, wow.
this is a roller coaster ride. That's all it is. We don't push the button and press start. Like there's a guy at a control box up in the sky that does that. And we're just here for the ride. And with all the ups and downs, you know, we can either resist it and be like, or let go and have fun.
Yeah, and one
You
thing
know?
that I think one of my, if anyone ever takes anything from what we teach, is that this overall, above everything else, is a journey. Meaning there's no destination, there's nothing that you have to do, there's nothing that you have to be. Your purpose in life is to be. Now, whatever your mission is, you want to be a twin flame, you want to be a coach, you want to be a reader, that is all unconditional, meaning you get to choose that. There's no destined mission for you that spirit gives you. Your only mission is to be, baby, and that's it. And if there's anything that I want people to awaken to, it's that. You don't have to be a twin flame. You don't have to have this grand purpose. Your purpose is just being as you are, and you get to choose your mission. And once you kind of understand that, life just changes dramatically. Your reality changes. All the pressure fades, all the attachment to the toxicity, to the death culture, you get to relieve yourself of that. You know,
And just life becomes so much more easier. And
Yeah.
I mean,
blessings
there's still
come,
challenges, but
blessings come to you like effortlessly, you know?
Yeah.
So if you guys like, hey man, you jump on, you text us and you say, hey, you want to do a collaboration, maybe talk and toss some cards, work.
Yeah, we would love that. I mean,
We'll probably game, man.
we would love that.
Yeah.
yeah, we
'Cause
love that.
You go into it with like, let's just hang out and play. You know what I mean? People catch on to that energy and they're like, hey, you know, and that's where tribe starts coming in, and you'll start seeing trolls
Yeah,
fade away, and it's just beautiful.
we've had a really good troll control. I don't know, because we've learned over the years how to protect our energy. And we used to have trolls in the beginning, but a lot of trolls. But after we learn how to protect ourselves, we don't have trolls. Like,
No.
I can't tell. When was the last time we had a troll? It's been a minute, huh?
Lord, we say that, then the next time y'all go live, y'all gonna be fucking troll central up in here.
But that's good, because with the trolls, you know, because everything has a yin and the yang. So with the trolls, they'll also bring other souls that need to hear what we're saying. So they'll balance each other out anyhow. So yeah,
We played with trolls too.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine.
The contrast sometimes, the contrast of that troll is sometimes a blessing.
Right. But we hadn't had any in a while, for real.
Yeah, and I think one of the things we're really kind of focused on right now is that we feel like at this point we've been preaching to the choir.
Yeah.
a lot of the people that we've talked to, that we've helped, have either come into union with their twin flame, or they've had some major breakthroughs to where they understand that they're more than a twin flame, and they really do their work and they go through and do what they need to do. And so one of the things that we're trying to focus on right now is stepping outside of the twin flame arena.
Well, you found the right place, baby.
Yeah. We find another channel. And one of our clients, she actually
Sparked the
she sparked the name, and we haven't done anything on the channel yet. It's called Gnostic Twins. And this channel, we're really gonna dive into esoteric knowledge. Like, we're really gonna be hitting the, like, what's that saying? Balls against the walls.
balls to walls.
Balls to walls.
Wow.
Yeah, and esoteric knowledge, and information. So
because we've gone through because we both have a background in diving into other religions, philosophies, things of that nature, Egyptology, mythology, and a lot of that stuff. And
Wow.
it has really helped us in our growth. And sometimes we think it helped us too much because then we start seeing stuff and hearing stuff. Like it really opens you up, but it also questions a lot of things. And one of the things we've seen as a pattern, not only just in life, but like in movies and TV shows as well. Like for example, have you all watched Stargate?
Mm-mm.
SG-1?
Also, oh, like the TV show or the movie?
The
TV
both,
show,
well, actually
well,
both,
both,
but
yeah.
mostly the TV show.
Yeah, I watched the movie
Oh,
back
shit,
in the day.
I'm out of the loop.
That's the
Hey.
one with MacGyver in it. The TV show.
No, not MacGyver. It's
This is-
SG-1
Yeah.
talks about Stargate, which is actually a real thing.
It is a goddamn documentary.
Like if you really want to know what's going on in the world, watch
Ooh.
Stargate.
They tell everything. They
Like,
don't leave anything back.
SG-1. It's on Netflix and you can just watch it. And it's
very addictive. Let me warn you before you start.
yeah.
It is very addictive. A lot of those things are very real. They'll just put different things in there because it's a movie, so copyright, I don't know, whatever, but they'll replace certain things. But when you really start getting into the gnosis of things and you start researching the symbols within the movies, you'll see that it's real, just like me and you.
Yeah.
Wow.
You guys got Gaia?
Oh
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
You ever watch Initiation?
That was a good one.
Oh
So I've probably seen it like 2 or 3 years ago because
Yeah,
I
it's
binge
been a
watched
while.
Gaia.
Like we got to the point where we pretty much watched everything on Gaia.
We did too.
and then we canceled.
Yeah, we canceled it. We watched everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All the channeling and everything.
Yeah.
But going back to something real quick is that one of the things we realized, there was an episode in Stargate where they pretty much lost their memory of who they were because they were literally kidnapped and then they did something to them to get them to lose their memory.
Mm.
But the more that they questioned things, because something just didn't feel right, they were like, hold up, I feel like I'm supposed to be doing something else other than this. And like the more that they started to question things, the more that they started getting their memories back and they really started getting back into their purpose. So what we would like to do is to really get people to question more, because even with, like, once again, the people that we've helped, once they've started going in and actually questioning things, it's like, okay, like now I really gotta, like, it's part of what happened with you all, like, and to a certain point, like, you had to figure out what the hell is really going on.
Mhm.
Okay. And so that's what we're attempting to do, especially going outside of the whole twin flame arena, because we've learned a lot. We're not saying that we're masters on it, but I'm just going to be a little boastful right now. We're getting pretty damn close.
Yeah, it's funny you say that because I was just hearing like that's a master key to understand that, you know, a lot of the times it's so funny. A lot of the times we're struggling in going through challenges, in obstacles. We don't understand what's going on, but we never ask the question, hey, spirit, what's going on? Hey, spirit, what does this mean? Hey, spirit, what do I need to do next? Or like, what's my next little task? You know, we don't ask. And spirit's ethical. You have to ask in order to receive.
Yeah.
And that's a master key tip right there.
Right.
Yeah, because it reveals a lot. Because every now and again we'll go through a research mode. Like, I'm reading this. Like, we're researching the Kabbalah, and that actually opened my eyes up a lot to tarot, because I'm not one to really know the tarot and the major arcana and knowing all the different things. But in researching just the Kabbalah, it's like, hold up, I can understand tarot now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatever you don't understand, there's always a cheat sheet you can pull out. You know what I mean? Like, even doing tarot, spirit will tell me, look at the cheat sheet. I'm like, okay, well, it's been a while, but whatever. But whatever the message is that they need specifically, if it's on the sheet, fucking okay, here it is.
Oh yeah, we've read tarot for so long now that I actually sat down with Spirit and they gave me like specific upgraded meanings for the cards. So not only does that make my tarot readings different from everyone else and unique because they have their own unique messages, but also it kind of takes it to that esoteric level where it's not just, oh, I see that you're working on your business, or oh, the devil's here, somebody's narcissistic or codependent or cheating on you. It's
Or
like
Scorpio.
esoteric meanings, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Yeah, we've got like 100 decks.
We got a shit ton of decks. We need to give some away.
Well,
Yeah.
I don't know about that just yet, but
We only got like what, 6?
Yeah, we only got 6.
Yeah.
We have this one that one of our subscribers sent that one.
Our
for-
subscriber
Yeah.
sent us this one.
That one is very, very beautiful.
Yeah.
The
Drake
cards are just,
Maya tarot that y'all have.
oh gosh,
That-
Hard, girl. That's a hard day.
this one,
That's a very
this one,
It's hard to learn.
listen, this I got in my dreams, okay?
Oh.
I was laying on his chest. It was like 7 in the morning in our old apartment. And I don't know if it's a dream. Up to this day, I don't know what the hell it was. I don't know if it was a vision or a dream. But while I was laying on his chest, this lady came to me and she spread the cards out in front of me. It was a brown table. And she pushed the cards to me. She said, here, these are yours, take it. And at first I was going to take it, but the conscious mind, jumped in and was like, no, these are not mine. I don't recognize these. I was like, and I pushed it back. And she was like, no, these cards are yours. I want you to have them, take it. So I'm like, okay. So I took the cards and then I kind of like woke up. And when I woke up, the first things out of my mouth was, I got to go get twin flame cards. And he's like, you got to go get twin flame cards. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I just got to go get it. He's like, well, what did they look like? I said, I don't know. I just have to go look for it and I'll know what it is. And so that's how I got these cards. And that was about, what, 3 years ago? 2.5 years ago?
Was that last year?
No, that was not last
no,
year.
it was before the pandemic.
Yeah, I was
it
when, I think it was like 2018 I got it because we were at old apartment 806.
Yeah.
So that was 2018 that I got that. So yeah, I was led.
Ramblin' Mike. You ever seen Ramblin' Mike's tarot?
No.
He gifted this to me.
Wow.
yeah, that's another guy. He's big on YouTube, and we hooked up one day, and then a friend of mine hooked up with one day with him too, and then like a couple months later, she's like, why don't you talk to Mike anymore? Like, he thinks you're his friend and you haven't talked to him. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Mike thinks I'm his friend, and he's been a really good friend since. He's more like cookie cutter, but and on the twin flame journey, and he's a divine feminine, and he's got so much to do. Oh my God. And it's like so much work, but he's been a blessing in our life. You ever watch another friend of mine, Water Baby Tarot?
Oh, love Water Baby. Y'all gotta know Water Baby.
Baby, we don't, to be honest with you, Water Baby, do we know what Water Baby? I don't think.
Rodent is the name that she goes by.
I don't know. We don't watch a lot of people on YouTube.
Yeah, it was a phase of mine.
We watch, let me tell you who we watch. We watch Seven Bomar. Have you guys ever seen any of his videos?
I've never seen her.
Oh, listen, Seven goes so deep. Okay,
Yeah.
he's an adept, like he's really an adept in the esoteric realm. So if you watch his videos and you get lost, it's okay. I mean, you just have to, I guess maybe go back to some of his earlier videos, but it goes like off the radar. He is like way out there and up there. Like, I mean, he's gone into different civilizations, the different names of Gaia and, the rulers of this realm and other realms. Like, he goes deep.
Yeah. That's kind of like because like for us, the things that really grab our attention, especially when it's like on YouTube or something that we're researching, it's either got to do with history in regards to
mystery.
Yeah, mysteries, really. and really the spiritual growth, as far as really tapping into our power. And one of the things that actually kind of really shifted things for us for the past year and a half is that I can't remember, I think it was Seven who said this, which was that in order for you to really not even step into your power, but when it comes to what they call the occult information or esoteric information or like the dark side of things, like you have to know what they're doing in order for you to really be able to protect yourself. So we started reading into those things as far as like the Necronomicons, the
Scrying,
the Lesser Keys of Solomon, and the Magus, and some
Right.
other like books. And the funny thing is, which actually threw me for a loop, was that when I read the book for the people who worship Lucifer, right?
Yeah.
Just understand, okay? Just understand. When I read that book and I looked at their like their what do you
way
call
of
it?
life, maybe.
Yeah, like the way that they go about life. I was like, hold on, this seems like it's like more positive. It's like I am this strong being. I do this and I do that. And it's like, hold up, this doesn't.
You don't see any wickedness.
I'm I'm reading this. I'm like, where's the wickedness in
Right.
this?
Yeah, like Aleister Crowley and theism
Yeah.
and stuff like that.
Their philosophy doesn't, it's really not what people would think that it is.
It's
you
really
know?
not.
No,
It's like-
and there was a mysticism about the occult. I mean, like there's so much in the occult that it's like, oh my God, that's a whole lot of like, you go from Satan worshiping to fucking like
Yeah, and it's hidden. No, but it's hidden for
New Age.
Yeah, they hide it because they, again, there is a certain set of
is the agenda, and whatever doesn't fall into the agenda falls into occult, and that's a bad thing. And
right, and it all leads back to one basic thing: control.
Yeah, it's
right.
programmed to control.
It's a set of beings. They can't leave this planet. Like they literally can't leave this realm. Oh, I shouldn't say can't. They don't want to, right? It's like a spoiled child who's in the playground and they have figured out this playground, and they get to boss the kids around in the playground, right? And so because they know this playground so well, any new kids that come in, hey, let's take control. You're not gonna get this slide. This is my slide, and I'm the only one that know how to work this, and I'm gonna trick you so you will never figure this out. Because they've been here for so long, they figured some shit out, and they're literally not ascending on purpose, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm the king of the castle, and you're the
right. And so for the information or the knowledge, even the codes that's within our DNA, because naturally we don't need to read books and we don't need to do all those other things to get this information, because it's literally coded in our DNA. Our DNA has 2 strands. One of the strands in our DNA, it actually contains information of what to do. The other strand has codes, right? So when you come into this world, they can fuck with that. Then they won't have to worry about you. Then they can program you how they want to, send you to school, give you these shots and yada, yada. So they're not worried about you, because your DNA is not going to work. Because they made sure that shit is not working. Yeah. Right. So that's what this realm and esoteric information, esoteric knowledge, the hidden information that is available that will actually help you to unlock your DNA, that you would automatically know this information. It's hidden for a reason, because if you know this information, then the people in the playground, you will no longer be afraid of these bullies in the playground, because now you have this information to actually protect yourself from these bullies. And you can actually come to the playground, and what do people do in the playground? They enjoy themselves in the playground without having to have fear over their head. You can play, you can have fun, and then now they're irrelevant, right? So this is the bigger picture as to what's going on. Is hidden information within us and also outside of us, as within, so without, so that these freaking bullies, okay, who refuses to ascend, when they're ultimately going to have to anyhow, but they just refuse to ascend because they're complacent and comfortable in being the bully.
Yeah, because the crazy thing is that when you really break it down to the simplest form, because that's I guess that's one of my gifts. I can take things that are super complex and bring it down to its simplest form.
I like to do that too.
Yeah, and from just looking at it, like the occult or esoteric stuff that they don't want you to know about. The reason they don't want you to know about it is that because it gives you power.
There you go.
Versus if you are in a religious set,
Ooh, my
then
ear's ringing.
There you go.
Yeah. Versus if you're in a religious set, then you're giving your power away to some other entity, which is crazy because the other entity that you're giving your power away to is practicing occult.
Yeah, where it all starts is let Jesus into your heart.
Right.
She got me. Was like, why do I gotta let Jesus in my heart when he's already
Right.
Like he ain't got his own heart.
Right. And then they'll tell you, oh, let's drink this blood, and eat this body for the remembrance. Isn't that witchcraft? Like, I thought you said that we're not supposed to do witchcraft, right?
So when's the virgin getting sacrificed?
Right. And then
Yeah, I would love to hear your opinion on this. So as you were talking, by the way, I definitely received some kind of activation from you right then. I don't know if you know this, I'm sure that you do, but you're obviously like DNA activators, right? Consciousness activators. So when people come into contact with you, you activate certain light codes or certain archetypes within them, right?
Yeah.
So as you were talking, so basically, like using the playground reference, if they can control your environment, if they can control your books, what knowledge you are taking in, if they can control the people that you surround yourself with, then okay, hold on.
You see what the type of shit they be doing? I tell you, these people something else. They everywhere. I'm telling you. Wow.
Hold on, maybe I'll stop in a second. The shit was coming through. I felt it.
That's what they do. They're very good. They're masters at what they do, but it's okay. We're masters also.
Yeah.
Right. We patient.
Yeah. That's why they win though, because they're very patient.
Mm-hmm. So when it comes to the playground reference, like if they can control your environment, if they can control your knowledge intake, if they can control the people that you are surrounded by, in your opinion, would you say that, like, sure, we are sovereign in our journey, and yes, it is an individual journey, but our true essence is an essence of unity, an essence of oneness. So would you think that it's true that would you think that it's true that it is absolutely vital and necessary to have these connections with other people? Because just like if someone gives you a book, or if someone gives you a message, or if you go out and have a conversation with someone, it is that person that activates that strand or activates that light code within you. So if you keep someone in a box where they're not able to access their resources, access those destined connections, then they're always kind of stuck and not able to evolve. So I guess my question is, do you think that it's so much as an individual journey, or do you see it more as like really it has to be a collaboration? We can't do this on our own and by ourselves. It takes the whole to activate, to integrate, to evolve as a society.
I think it depends. Like it's a little bit of both. That's just what I'm feeling. Okay, let's go back to school, right? So in the classroom, right? Because we're in a big university, right? So in the classroom, we have the kid who just aces every goddamn thing, right? This kid don't get anything wrong. God damn it, are you not gonna get a 95, Billy? You gotta get a freaking 100 every time, right? And so he doesn't need any help because somehow he understands everything. He does not need that extra assistance. And there are very few people like that. Okay, some people, they don't need the assistance. And yeah, they can evolve, they can ascend by themselves. But for the ones like that, for the ones like that who can ascend on their own, they're usually put in place to be like to assist, right? So for the other kids who struggle, they have the 65%, the 72%. Like no matter how much they study, they just can't get this shit right. But if someone comes along and helps them, the light bulb goes off. Right? So on a collective level, yes, some people do need that extra assistance for whatever reason, right? So with my kids, when they were born, right, I'm just like, you're not sticking my kids with none of that goddamn poison. Okay, you can forget about that shit. Because I already know what's in there. I had to fight tooth and nail to not get them inoculated. And my kids, they don't get sick. If they do, they get better in a heartbeat. They're fine. They're ascending. They're already on their ascension journey, okay? For another kid who comes into the world with a mom that's really scared of everything and everyone and listens to everything, you know, those DNA codes are shut off, right? So for those kids, yes, of course, they're going to need someone to reactivate those codes that were shut off. Right. So it's just, it depends on your journey. You know, what are you doing here? That's just what I'm feeling.
Well,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
I would say it's more of an individual journey.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, because what happens, this is actually a combination of a few things that I've studied over time. So how can I, okay, see, this is my struggle because I know it up here and I know it in here, but to verbalize it
I know.
It's a little bit tricky.
That's a journey in itself.
The struggle is real.
Yeah. So, gosh, okay, think about it this way, right? And I think we mentioned it last night when we were doing our live. I don't know if y'all caught that. But when you magnify your hand, you know, you can go in and you see the different cells. And when you go into the cells, it breaks down even more. And you go into that, it goes into the neutrons, and then you get down past the neutrons, you get the quartz. And then after quartz, we don't know what the hell is back there, but there's some type of energy that is back there that is connecting everything. Even from this glass to some point, it's got quartz all the way down to its core. This cell phone has quartz all the way to its core. So when you think about what Leasha just said and what you were talking about when it comes to the playground, if somebody is messing with the exterior, messing with the food, messing with the people that you're in, then to a certain level, you don't have control over what's outside of you, right? So the only thing that you can do is go within. Now, if you learn how to go within and you can actually break past that abyss and actually get back to that connection, which is actually connected to all, then you are connected to the ethernet that everybody else is connected to. So you can actually go through, and this is actually kind of a download just based off of what you said. It just came to
I can feel it. That's why I'm like, okay, keep going. I feel it.
Which is that once you can actually get into that source, then you can actually get back into what's considered like the mainframe, and then you can send out those codes that's actually going to activate all of those real souls that are still left here on this earth. And so it's something that has been said before: when one heals, everybody else heals. And it just clicked to me exactly how that happens, because going through this journey and listening to teachings from the East, when you're talking about Hindu and things of that nature, really looking at the absolute and really breaking down those labels, stripping away the labels, and you really get down to the essence of what it truly is, and you can understand that that essence is in everyone. So if you activate yourself, it's going to ripple out and affect whoever else is next to you. And it just starts a domino effect. And it's just like how the whole fear of COVID spread from one town to the next. That whole thing can spread throughout everybody else.
What about if love, unconditional love, spread like that mask wearing mandate?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And you know what came through, Kris, while you were channeling that? That was beautiful, by the way. Thank you for sharing that with me, both of you. So as y'all were talking, what came through was like, sure, it's an individual journey, but also, so we live in a reality of duality, right? So even what is, isn't, and what isn't is. That is the reality that we live in, right? So what's funny is like, sure, it can be an individual journey, but that's not really true because we are a unity consciousness. So
Mhm.
even though there are these journeys of individuality when you are by yourself,
Mhm.
every time you are going within yourself,
Mhm.
even when, just like you said, Kris, where you're forced to go within yourself to
Mhm.
find that sovereignty, which I have learned that sovereignty and freedom is an eternal state of being. It is not validated or expressed through the external, just like with Jesus. He died on a cross, but he followed his heart. He followed the God self within him. And even though he was killed and condemned and shamed and everything in between, he was fulfilled emotionally, mentally, physically, spiritually, because he was free to be himself and he stood in that self-expression, in that integrity.
And he rose again.
So even though it appears to be this individual journey at times, it's really not, because as you go within, you are accessing the collective self, the unity consciousness, right? And also, what came through when you were talking, which I thought was really fucking cool, they said that the DNA that is within you that we've been talking about that needs to be activated, right? It can be activated by a book, it can be activated by nature, it can be activated by a person.
Yep.
But also, as that DNA is activated, even if it's a sovereign journey where, like the kid you were talking about, he doesn't need any help,
Right.
he gets the good grades. But
Right.
what's funny is he's actually not doing that alone, because as that DNA strand activates, it's activating his ancestry and every single amount of lineage that has ever went into building that DNA structure that's within him. So
Right.
not only is he activated by the genetic codes and ancestry,
Right. Right.
but also activated by the unity consciousness that lies within the heart.
Right.
And that's a lot of fucking energy. That's a lot of people. That's a lot of souls.
Yes, absolutely. Our DNA actually carries 15 to 20 generation of our ancestors.
Yeah.
Now, this is true. Everything that you have said resonates completely. The only thing that I would say, like, for the individual, it would have to be like on a 3D level, like on a physical level.
Yeah.
But outside, behind the operation, it's definitely a collective.
Yeah.
And that bridge, is taking that personal self, that ego self, and creating the bridge where that unity consciousness is always with you in that individual.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you know, just speaking of Yeshua,
what's up, Jesus?
Yeah, Jesus was my dude now. That's my dude.
Yeah.
My boy.
Speaking of him, one of the things that was done, especially when you look at all of the different ones throughout history that actually have been able to do that, and this is why the individual journey leads to being able to help the collective, because once you can make that journey from the root to the crown and really connect with that universal consciousness, then the other challenge is bringing that down to here. Because once you can bring that down to here, then it's just like you can just brush somebody, you activate them.
Yeah.
You can just
Wave at somebody. How you doing?
Absolutely.
And that's what we like. That was one of the things that we did a lot. We activated people a lot when we used to go out, because
when we were outside just travel before this whole,
even during the whole pandemic, like when we would go out to the store, like we just waving and smiling. Like she going through the aisles dancing and stuff. It's like
people dancing behind me. This one cashier stopped her whole job and was focused in, just zoned in on us. Remember that before they shut that place down?
Yeah.
And she had customers waiting, and someone had to remind her, ma'am, there is someone behind there. And she was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Could you please put your number here? Just write your number down. Can I get your business card?
Yeah.
She went out to get some, and she saw this dog and a woman, and she's like, oh, can I pet your dog? Triggered a bitch. Consider yourself activated.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just like,
that's true. Sometimes you activate and it activates a trigger, because those two energies, the unconditional love with the shadow, they can't cause that friction.
No, you can't pet my dog.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh yeah, this is Umi. This is all Umi wants me to do. Listen, by the way, Umi follows me everywhere I go. In the bathroom, like everywhere I go, he will follow me. And I don't know how to turn it off. It's crazy. This is my daughter's dog, and ever since she left, he just won't leave me alone. And this is what he wants me to do all day long, but I can't do it all day long because I have stuff to do, and then he gets upset.
I know the common thread through all religions, they have the same fucking story, and it's bringing people back to love and consciousness, like Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, all these, and we turn them like they did in the Old Testament into a fucking god. You know what I mean? They turn them into an idol.
Worship.
Guy. And like, I'm pretty sure Jesus says, like, don't follow me.
He told them in the Bible.
He said it.
It's within,
Yeah,
I am within you. You are made in the image of God.
Yeah.
Just as he is the Son of God,
right.
So are you.
Right. They have it all twisted, and this goes back to the bullies in the goddamn playground. Okay. This is what this shit goes back to. Anything that you look at that is flipped upside down, right? Just like our pupils, is literally flipped. It flips it for us. So we're really seeing things upside down in the original sense of the perception, but the cones flips it around for us. So the world is kind of like that, right? In all of these little religion, which comes from the word relegwa, which means to shackle and to bind to begin with. So the organized religion is to keep the bullies in place in their playground. It just goes back to that. And we just have to have the gnosis within self to really know, what is happening and really know our roles here as to, what are we doing here? Yes, we're here to be, but in this current time and state, we got the bullies here who's preventing us from being. Yeah. Right. So if you're a kid, I know me, if I go in the playground and I see a bully harassing a little kid, just my spirit, I'm going to be like, yo, what's up?
Right. Let's go.
Come pick on somebody your own size. Like, what's up? And I'll be like, yo, get out of here. I got this. It's just how my nature, right? Yeah. As within, so without, as above, so below.
You got aliens outside looking down at us saying, why are those people walking upside down?
Right.
I was seeing there's some bald heads, some big heads.
Right. What's wrong with them?
What's right?
Humans are weird.
Right. Let's not go there anymore.
Religion, even like Christ wasn't a Christian. I'm pretty sure he'd be opposed to that. He wasn't Jewish.
This is real upset.
He wasn't even Jewish. Like how many temples did he rip up?
Man, he was a gangster.
Flip that fucking table. Fuck y'all. That's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah, what y'all doing up in here?
Yeah.
Right. Follow your own path. Follow your heart.
Right. Exactly. And then when you guys, I don't know if you're gonna ever get into supernatural. The one that I looked at last night really had my wheels turning, because the angels, the archangels and stuff like that, they really are obedient to God. They do whatever God says.
What season and episode?
What are we in now?
I watched a ton of Supernatural, and I was like, there was up to, I think, season 5 or 6. I was like, you guys gotta stop fucking lying to each other.
But they hadn't stopped. They hadn't stopped. It's still going on.
I was screaming, and then finally, it fucking, like, the next season, they finally stopped lying to each other.
They started back. They started back.
Oh yeah. I think I got to season 9, and I think it's at 13 now or something, and then they're done, right? Like they ended the show.
15. But
it's a lot. Now this part that they're in that really got my wheels ticking is that Archangel Castiel, he was actually getting in trouble for trying to stop the apocalypse. So he got handed down, took back up and whipped it, whatever, I don't know. But he was getting ready to tell Dean, what he needed to do to stop the apocalypse, to stop them from killing Lilith so that, Lucifer can rise up.
Yeah, I see.
And apparently Lucifer, that's what his sister or something like that?
No,
Or
it's not his
wife?
sister. It's no, Lucifer is an archangel.
Okay, but who was his wife? Was it Lilith? Who was his sister?
It wasn't his wife. Lilith was his
Sister.
first demon that he created.
Oh, okay. So yeah, so he actually wanted Lilith to be killed, and he actually wanted for them to start the apocalypse, which means lots of people were gonna die when that floods, famine, all this stuff was gonna happen. And so Dean was trying to really stop the apocalypse. And Sam thought that he was helping to stop the apocalypse, but God worked together with the demons to trick them into actually starting the whole apocalypse. And because the archangel was trying to help them, he got punished. And I was just like, wow, God.
Well, I came into the conclusion too that, demons aren't all bad. They have a purpose. And it's all when you have a world that operates on duality, you have to have these warriors on the other side that do things. So I think it even gets into supernatural where the angels, right? Like, I need to get this message through to this guy, and I've been fucking trying with this love and light shit, and it ain't fucking getting. So look, I need you to, put this fucking bitch in his place, and then it'll bring him back. You know what I mean? So it works they work together. They do. And when I seen it, like it was just boom, wow. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
The duality of even just angels and demons, they're both needed.
Yeah. And demons, because we do a lot of etymology, which is really studying the origins of these words, because initially they're created, and who created these words and why.
Right.
So when we look into the etymology of demon, you'll be really surprised what you find. The etymology of worship, right? For me, my gnosis tells me worship is just the warship, right? It's a literal warship, the god of war. And it's just like a combination, and just really, like you said, finding the balance between those things and knowing how to ride these waves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Somebody wants to say hey.
I know. Oh.
Come here.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
My baby right there.
Oh my goodness.
And my baby right there.
Say hi, Umi. Look at this.
Okay.
Say hi, Umi.
I wanted to say hey.
Oh, you missed him. You just in here just loving this.
Mm-hmm.
Look at him. This all he wants to do.
The whole time you were talking, he was like, hello, you forgot about me?
Oh, he does. I don't know. He licks me all the time. Like, I'll just be sitting there and he'll just start licking me, just lick.
My dad's dog does the same thing.
I don't know what this is. I've never seen it.
Hey, before I forget, so that one show was supernatural, but what was that other one y'all were talking about?
Stargate.
Oh, okay.
Stargate, yes. That tells you about the 3D. Really put things in place in this three-dimensional world and beyond that. So you want to have a better understanding and overstanding of the three-dimensional world. Stargates really breaks that shit down.
We watched a pretty wild movie, man. Marky Mark's in it. Infinite.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Yes. That is our movie. What?
Wow.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
Yes.
As soon as I seen the infinity symbol there, I was like, oh.
Actually, we clicked on a different movie and that movie started playing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's meant to be. That's when you know.
That is an activation.
Complete.
Another activation type movie, if you haven't watched it, is Vanilla Sky.
Oh yeah.
Have y'all seen Divergent?
Yes, I have.
All the different movies of Divergent.
I've seen all of them. I need to watch them again because this is because growing up, I was a big movie buff. My first job,
Me too.
I worked at a movie theater, and I worked at the movie theater for like almost 5 years. And so I'm like really into movies, but a lot of the movies that I watched back then, actually, this is something we discovered like last year, is that I figured out how my higher self speaks to me.
Y'all don't mind if I
No,
Oh man, I've been
no.
popping off all the time.
hold on?
You gonna close the door?
Yeah.
But
I'm big on movies too, just to fill while she's gone. I worked on a movie set. That's my movie hat that we got.
I'm trying to get him to produce me. Like, what the fuck?
What's happening?
Yeah, babe, what you were saying?
But I figured out that my higher self speaks to me in movies, because once I actually woke up, like really became aware of what was going on, and understanding that once I woke up, movies that I've seen in the past now have a totally different meaning.
Oh yeah.
Even when I watched Supernatural back in the day, I was kind of really watching it for entertainment, but it did give me a respect for the spirit world. But I really didn't want to go into the occult thing, because I just figured like that's just something I don't want to deal with, which is crazy now, because now I dive into it. I read about it. I know
Complete opposite.
Complete opposite. But these shows really trigger some things when you have your third eye open.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a whole other way of perceiving the world, because now you have different lenses that you can actually look through, and even not even through, but also beyond, right?
Yeah, that's some pretty dope stuff. But yeah, this is definitely, we have
to collab. We have to do a live together. Like,
yeah.
I mean,
and this is being recorded. Our thing automatically pops up to record.
Oh, that's cool.
We do a lot of webinars and stuff like that. But what we're going to do is make sure to send you the video. So if you all want to put it on your channel or anything of that nature,
feel free.
Well, thank you.
Everybody gets to see twins at play.
Yep.
Well, I think we talked about some pretty good, juicy stuff too. And that download Kris got in, okay.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes. That's the Piscean. That's the Piscean energy.
Oh my God, Pisces energy out of Scorpio. I have always been really compatible and drawn to friends that are Pisces. I don't know what it is, but Pisces and Scorpio, we just jive, man.
Yes. My son is a Scorpio. Emmanuel.
Yeah.
The 8-year-old, and let me tell you, that little boy, man.
Yeah. It is something else.
We want a kid. We've been talking about that lately. We want a baby.
Oh.
Hey,
But the only thing standing in the way really is just like finances, man. That's it.
Yeah. Imagine our struggle right now. We got 4 kids in the house.
Yeah.
Well, two have been gone for
about a month and a half
with their grandparents, but they're gonna be back soon. So 4 kids.
Yeah. Oh well, this is not for our lifetime, in this lifetime. But hey, guys, manifest it. If this is something that I know, some of the twins, they're actually bringing in star seeds, and they're actually bringing in different souls to help to activate. So if you feel like that's your soul calling to really bring through one of those souls, so yeah, I mean,
3rd gen all the way. Yeah. Cloud Atlas is another good movie.
Oh my God.
That's the one we send people to watch that movie to understand the reason why they may not be with their twin flame right now. Because if you look at that movie, it shows how at one point they're together, another part they're not together, again they're together. It's like over lifetime, all of those different ones from one era to the next, to the present moment, to all the way in the future. Those are twin flames. Sometimes they incarnated both as men. Sometimes they incarnated one as a man, one as a woman. Hell, in the one that talked about the slavery one manifests himself as a black man, and the other one manifests himself as a white dude, and they were working together. I'm like, those are twin flames.
I mean, it's in the soul level.
Yeah.
It's way beyond the skin suit.
Is that the one where the guy, he goes into like, this other reality, and like you can see the sunset? What's that movie that I like, the old one?
That one you could watch maybe a million times and get different
What is
things
it?
out. The sun walks in, what dreams may come.
Yeah, I love that?
Oh, Robin Williams.
With Robin Williams.
And,
What dreams may
Cuba-
come.
and Cuba
Cuban,
Gooding.
yeah.
I love that one.
Yes. When he had to go to the pits of hell to go get her.
Purgatory or something.
Purgatory, whatever she was. Yeah.
A lot of people don't, man.
So
A
many.
lot of my friends did not.
So many miracles, and a huge miracle turning your life around. Another one going within and rearranging things to invite your twin in. Like, that is a fucking miracle that I went through. I could not believe that I'm sitting here, not just because she's sitting beside me, but the shit that I had to dive into to get to here. I mean, it took 45 fucking years or 43 or whatever, but we all got here.
Yeah. You know, I got one other thing to share with you all. This is actually the point that actually led me to the point to even meet Leasha, because I was in a marriage for like 10 years, almost 11.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn. That's a minute.
Yeah.
That's a lot of reprogramming. For real. God damn.
Okay. So, but the thing is that towards the tail end of the marriage, I got to a point. There was one day I was driving home. You know, I got my tie on and driving the Lexus and everything, driving back to the Suburban. And one time I was driving home, I was like, oh, I know what happened. I was driving home and I was supposed to take one exit, but I went a different way. And when I realized that I didn't take the turn that I needed to take, I was like, hold on, I'm on autopilot. And I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like I am not here. And like it sent me down a rabbit hole to the point to where I realized that I didn't even know who I was anymore, because I was in a marriage doing whatever I need to do to make my wife happy, because that was the saying, happy wife, happy life. So like I wanted to have a happy life. So I wanted to do whatever I needed to do to make the marriage work. But in the process of doing that, I pretty much lost who I was. And then I realized that I wasn't in love with my wife anymore. But then it led me with a hard decision to make, because we had a child, we had a son. So I only got one child out of my entire life. Like my brother has 2 kids, my sister has 3 kids, and like I only got one. One physically, then the other 4 are spiritual children. But the hardest decision I had to make was going through the divorce. And one of the reasons I really decided to go through with the divorce was for my son, because I understood that, hold on, this is not of, and I'm sitting and I know that he's watching me.
Yep.
Going to look for a partner, he's going to look for something like I have. I'm like, hold on, this shit is not cool. If I know that I'm not feeling love, I don't want my son to go through a relationship not experiencing love. So I was like, you know what? I have to do this to show him that it doesn't matter just because you decided to couple with somebody. If that person is not giving you the love that you need, or at that time I was saying the love that I need, which was the love I needed to get to myself, which led me into that rabbit hole. But just knowing that I had to be the example of letting him know what true love looks like, and just you need to be really thinking hard about it if you want to spend your life with somebody. Because if you are losing yourself in the process, that's not somebody you need to be with.
Sounds like a generational template broken.
Yeah, what a beautiful father, man. And you know, you did that for your son as a gift to your son, to be able to witness true love, and look what you got in return. Your true love right beside you. Just keep following that, man.
Yeah,
That's beautiful.
yep.
My
Oh,
baby
I forgot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was just saying he's perfect just as he is. When I met him, I saw him, right? But he was on the inside. Like he was like, how do I explain this?
in the sunken place.
He was in the okay.
Y'all seen Get Out.
Right. So, but I was able to see him
Mhm.
in that sunken place, and so I held on to that, you know, and I just kept little by little, like living. I guess I was living an example, like showing an example, and also I realized that I had to be a comfort zone to allow the sunken place realness to be able to emerge forward.
Right. So he felt safe to
Right.
show that. Yeah.
To come forward, and it's a process, you know, and I had to learn to love him as is, which is what my guides told me even before I met him. Like, I was told that I was going to meet him. I was told that I was ready for him. And the one message that kept me in that, you know, maintaining that comfort zone was that I have to love him.
Mhm.
You know, my husband was like, we're going to send him to you, but you have to love him. And I didn't quite understood what the hell they meant. I have to love him until we actually in the relationship.
Yep.
And he's the type of person where he's so kind and loving that people will take advantage of him. And I was literally witnessing his roommates at the time taking advantage of him.
Yeah.
And that shit pissed me the fuck off.
Come on, divine masculine. Come on, divine masculine. Yes.
House, and he's there sticking up a fucking pillow. It's not even his pillow. I'm like, why is he stitching up his fucking pillow? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go outside for a bit.
And she left me.
I left.
She left. I'm like, she said about she was gonna go outside for a minute. I was like, okay.
I drove my ass home. I'm like, you know what?
I'm like,
this shit is too intense for me. I can't sit here and watch this shit. And so he called me and asked me what happened. And I told him, I was like, listen, I can't sit here and watch this type of stuff take place. Like, we have to do something about, you know, this type of energy. You know, we have to protect your energy.
Mhm.
And I still have to be gentle, even with that, because he still has his masculine energy that needs to have a safe space also, you know, because with the damaged masculine energy, you can't be too masculine with it because it's gonna shut it out.
Oh yeah, they'll completely shut down.
Yeah, so I still had it was kind of hard. I mean, for both of us, right? So we had to really learn to find that balance to actually bring forth, and for me to actually kind of retract. So I had certain aspects of myself that needed to be retracted, and my baby had certain aspects that needed to come forth.
Yes.
And so we just learned to work together. Lots of meditation. I can't tell you how much we meditated. One point we meditated so goddamn much. We literally took ourselves out of a binding situation in 2 days. We left here and we just meditated. He's like, you know what, we're gonna meditate our ass out of this situation. Yeah, that's what we did.
Yeah, because we were actually about to get evicted from this apartment. And we found a place that we needed to move to, but we needed close to about $3 grand in 2 days. And we were like, how the fuck are we gonna get $3 grand in 2 days? And so we sat down and we like, man, you know what? We gotta go to our higher self. We're gonna have to help this. So we sat through.
We'll have to have some real good sex.
Right.
And that's the other thing we know about sexual alchemy. We can go into that later, because when it comes with twin flames and you put that sexual energy together,
move
we sat and meditated for like probably 2 days straight. Because we were meditating morning, afternoon, and at night for about a good hour each time. To the point to where we had an idea that just came in like, oh, we can sell this and then we can trade it. And we get that. Like, because we had all these iPhones. We had like 4 iPhones. And we're like, we can sell these iPhones and then we can put the rest of the money together. And then we got
3,500.
Yeah, about 3,500 in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Pay it all off and go to dinner.
Yeah. So it's been a journey, and I thank you so much for saying that, because I guess that's that is the piece that was missing, is being cool with the decisions that were made and understanding that they were necessary in order to get us to this point. And I guess there was the guilt that came from it, because it felt like, did I really make the right decision?
Well, there's even like when we personify the missing piece, it becomes its own entity, and really we have to let go of ever finding that missing piece and allow that missing piece to come to you.
And here we are.
Right. So the we both went through that. What you guys just talked about was, you know, me at first I really had
7-Eleven. That's my number for unity, consciousness, and God in the twin flames. Sorry.
Mine is 9/11.
That's my number right there.
I really had to hold space for Brooke, and I was going through these weird things like, okay, so when someone cheated on you, Spirit's saying in the past, you acted like this, and how did that feel? I was like, oh shit, fuck my world up for how many years and all this stuff. And so if Brooke comes to you with this energy, how are you going to move forward in it? And I really hashed it out with them before we even came into union. And then when we came into union, and she came to me and said, well, I cheated on you, baby, and this and that. My response was mind fucking blowing to me anyways.
For I saw it in his eyes. He wanted to lash out, get mad, and scream at me. But he stepped into the room in that energy, saw me, and just, I don't even know what happened.
I was like, you know, baby,
because I deserved it.
Coming to me and saying that must have been like so hard and heavy on you, that weight that you came with. You know what I mean? To say these things, I honor you for laying it down. And really, you know, this isn't about me. This is your journey and stuff. And like, I honor you for what, you know, coming to me and stuff. And I'll be here for you to figure it out. And I was like, what the fuck did I just say?
Like, the living room.
I mean, like, what? And then the living room, yeah, she was still doing certain things and talking to certain people and sending nudie pics for pills. And I just like, I went through this in the last relationship too. She was in the room that my ex was in. And I told her, like, you know, I can unconditionally love you from back home. You know what I mean? I'm good. We don't have to be in a relationship, and that's what you choose. Then you can just go, and I'm good. You know what I mean? But I can't have this in my house. I can't see pictures of you in our fucking bedroom going to some dude so that you can get pills. Like, I'm not fucking doing that. That's not the life. It's not going to happen. Mm-hmm. And I said, if you choose, you can just pack that car and it's yours and you can go. Mm-hmm. And we're good. And she went downstairs to have a cigarette, just like my ex did. And then she came up just like my ex did. But then there was a split. The choice was made. I was laying on the couch in the living room. The choice was made. She came into the living room. My ex went back into the bedroom and stirred in hate and had another beer and packed her fucking shit. And she sat down with me and we hashed it out right there. And I'm like, this is divine. Every step that we did. And she's now going through, you know, having to do that for me.
That is,
I got a lot of shit that's coming up. And one of her biggest things was learning patience. And I think you're excelling at that now.
Oh, wow, me too. That was my lesson. And my baby really nurtured me. And those are one of the things that I needed to work on. And my baby had patience like fucking Job.
Oh, yeah. I've got patience like a motherfucker, man.
Listen, his patience was out of alignment. It was just too much patience. You know, there is such a thing as too much patience. And I had no patience. So that's how we worked together to kind of like balance the two out. It was his patience used to just make me just feel so like I'm looking at an angel. Like, oh, like he'll be driving, somebody will cut him off. And, you know, he wouldn't even react, like he wouldn't even do anything. And I'll be just there like, didn't you just see that person cut you off? And he'd be like, yeah, it's okay. And he'll turn
He said,
And,
"Yeah,
and
Dave."
now I'm looking at myself like, Leasha, you're a real demon. So, just so grateful in seeing the way he handled things and the way he interacted with people, and knowing that I have that ability too, but along my journey, I just cut people off and shut people off by being hurt so many times. And just watching him nurture that part of me back, into me. It's just beautiful because now I actually have patience. Like, I remember the times when I used to be like, I don't want to be a mom. I have too many kids. I can't stand these kids. They get on my nerves. And, it was actually a point where I didn't feel a connection to my children because I didn't have the patience. And so I was sitting in the room and just feeling so overwhelmed with gratitude because he actually brought that, I don't know if it's a feminine energy, I don't know what, but that energy force that I needed to be that mother was able to come back out and just sitting there feeling the love for my kids again, like, that genuine love and care and patience. Now I'm actually able to sit down and talk to my kids and nurture them. And I'm just like so fucking grateful for this thing.
Wow.
Right.
Beautiful.
Thanks to him, like my angel from heaven,
Mhm.
literally.
Yeah.
So, Kris, just before I forget, I think that you like things very like clear, cut, to the point, makes perfect sense. So, just to give that to you, so basically Spirit gave me two things. Like, number one, when that shadow comes up about your past, you have done a lot of turning into it, which they want to thank you for. That's how you conquer it, right? You don't run away from the shadow, you actually lean in to the image. But come on, twin flame card.
Oh, snaps!
The key to kind of clear up the rest of that so you don't have to carry it anymore is, instead of leaning in, you've already done the work. You've been there, you've seen it, you've nurtured it, you've found compassion, you've found forgiveness, right? So now you're to the point where it's this pivotal point in our journeys where we no longer go back into the shadow, because what you're doing in essence is keeping it alive by continuing to dive into it, continuing to analyze it, figure it out, find the missing piece, right? So instead of doing that, every time it comes up, like I said, thank you for showing yourself, but just redirect the energy. You no longer need to put any more of your focus onto that. So, for example, when it came to me and Danny, I had some attraction issues towards Danny. There were moments where I didn't find him attractive and I kept just going into it, going into it, going into it. And then it got to a point where Spirit's like, Brooke, you just got to make the decision. Do you want to be with Danny? Yes. Do you feel attracted to Danny? Yes. Then no matter what your mind tries to tell you about it, I would say, oh, I think in my head, I don't feel attracted to Danny. Nope. Danny, I'll think in my mind, he has really gorgeous eyes. I'm really thankful for his beard. I love a beard on a guy. And just redirect the energy. And now that energy, it's like it didn't even exist, Kris. It was wiped
That was a good day.
from existence.
Wow. So you nurtured the thing that you really loved, and you just embraced the thing that you love and fed that part. And then you did not feed the other side. You sucked the energy away from it. Stop feeding that other end that's not serving your highest and greatest good, and just redirected it. That is so freaking beautiful.
Well, it's the parable of the two wolves. Which wolf are you going to feed?
Yeah.
Yeah, the wolf story. Yeah.
So, and then that was key number one. And then the other little key is, you've always, just like with your ex-wife, what can I do to make her happy? What can I do to make this person happy? What can I do to be successful at work? What can I do to be happy, right? For other people to be happy. So now, to build up that strength in your masculine energy, because that's what makes you feel safe in your vulnerability. When you speak from the feminine energy, which is your intimacy, into me I see, your true self, your spirit self, how you feel confident in expressing that femininity is through the strength of your masculine holding that safe space. So to build up that courage, or that safety within your masculine energy, to be that protector of self that you are. By the way, for one, I think that you should really embrace the name that you've given yourself. Make people fucking call you by your name. Doing, Kris? What
Kris
are
is
you waiting
dead.
for?
Chris is dead.
Like, what the fuck is that? Okay, so that's Brooke. That ain't Spirit, but that's just what Brooke had to say. But then, to build that masculine energy, do things for yourself. So even, you got a shit ton of kids at the house, baby done made plans for dinner, but something inside of you is like, I really would just like to go to the park and have a walk by myself. Baby, I'm sorry, I gotta miss dinner. I really appreciate everything that you do. But really standing in that masculine energy, in that integrity, standing up for yourself and saying no to things sometimes, and just kind of doing the things that make Kris happy, not the things that in Kris's mind that tell him he's gonna make him successful, but the things that really fuel you on an emotional level. Okay.
Baby, I bought my Z28 again. It's in the parking lot. I mean, I don't know if they're going that far, but
Okay, I'm done preaching at you, Kris. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Oh, I appreciate it.
No, we appreciate it. We
Thank you.
welcome these. It's not oftentimes that we have this opportunity to receive, right? Because receiving is the feminine energy. The feminine energy is a receptive energy. Not oftentimes that we actually get to do that. We actually, most of the time, we're on the other end. We're on the giving end, but not often that we are on the receiving end.
Well, it is such a pleasure.
Yes, so that is beautiful, and we appreciate you for bringing that forth, because that information was well needed, and well suited. So we thank
Love you guys. My brother, my sister, right there. I fucking got you.
Oh
Got
my
you, fam.
This is nice.
Yes.
oh no. Yeah.
I'm not-
Many more to come too.
I mean,
man.
y'all, we've been talking for like 5, 6, 2.5 hours.
That's how it is, man.
Like,
Yeah.
what is this void we've been sitting in?
I don't know. This is it. Listen, twin flames together, you don't know what could pop off. It's-
Yeah.
Oh, for real.
And Kris, I'm gonna need me a t-shirt. Okay.
Hey, we got plenty of just go to the
Yeah, go
website
to the website.
and
Tell
let us know
Yeah,
which ones you want, and
Yeah.
we'll send them to y'all.
absolutely.
I would love to rock a Kris twin flame t-shirt.
Yeah, go ahead and pick one. We got plenty. Like, we made some ones. They tried to bury us, but they didn't know that we were star seeds. That's very beautiful. Genius. The genie within. I grant my own wishes.
Kris, what's your real name so I don't have to call you Kris no more?
It's it's Nasir.
Yeah.
Nasir. Okay.
Nasir.
Well, Nasir.
Yeah.
See ya?
Yeah.
Nasir.
NASIRE.
Yeah. Oh.
There we go.
Okay.
Now we're done with that.
Ooh, that feels good too. That just feels right. You know
Leasha.
what? To help him out, Leasha, just kind of throw that in there while y'all getting intimate.
Oh.
Oh, Nasir.
He'll warm up to it real quick.
Oh, Nasir.
Yeah, that's been a little struggle. We've had a lot of situations around that name. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. We know what it's for.
Take it back, baby.
Just
Take it back.
de-labeling you.
Yeah.
Get rid of that. Whatever you got to do. Strip and run down the street. You know what I mean?
Nasir is free.
Might even make a shirt that says it. Who knows?
Yeah.
I still got to make my natural born trigger t-shirt.
I know, that's
swear
a
to
good
God,
one.
man.
That's all twin flames, natural born triggers.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, you know what? That'll
Mm.
I love to create stuff, because other than this shirt, this one was kind of like more of a template type thing. Like
That was our first.
I didn't create the flame and the stuff like that, but the other ones are ones that were actually real creations.
Yeah. Original, like completely original.
Yeah.
You're a graphic designer, man.
Mm-hmm. And you could draw.
That's such a nice tool to have in your toolbox, man.
You know how to fuck with Adobe Acrobat? Or what you call it?
Adobe. Yeah.
Everything from Photoshop to Illustrator to InDesign to
Beautiful.
all
Yeah.
music apps,
Yeah. Everything.
video, all of that stuff. The only thing I just pretty soon we go, because I already spoke it into existence. We're going to get a faster computer.
Yes.
Because right now this one
It's wackety jack.
Yeah.
It's just not.
Dude, and that's something I wanted to end on too, was like I have video processing, studio sound processing knowledge. I've bumped mine up to a gaming laptop, you know, and even it's a $4,000 machine I got for $600.
Yeah.
Right. Come on, universe.
And then I've opened it up and like it still needs a bigger hard drive, but I gave it what it needed and it puts out a signal like YouTube, just like, I can't take enough of it. Oh my God. You know, it's spilling out of their mouths.
Yeah.
And like how to hook it up. I went hardcore into learning how to hook it up, and it has to be Ethernet cable, you know, to get the signal to the modem, and it's to lighting, to green screen, to like, I just, when I got into tarot, I wanted to go into something I was passionate about. I wasn't really passionate about tarot, but I was passionate about video production.
Wow.
I'm creating a new opener for us and Empire of Neutrality right now.
Yeah, so if y'all ever need some help with some like technology wizard shit, we got you.
Yeah, I'm helping Nick right now get all her ducks in the row for their thing, and what's another thing? Oh, just like from everything to everything. I knew that was going to happen. Just trying to get the smoke out of here. But if you ever need help and you just want to hang out and figure some shit out on your end, like, give me a shout, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we got to do a live together so that you guys can actually meet our audience and kind of like tell them about what you're doing, where to find you and stuff like that. They'll love that. We just had Sherry, not Sherry, Alan and Sandra. They just went live, and that was just so incredible. Like everybody loved them.
Y'all kept me entertained at work.
We're talking next week with Hamilton and Ingrid.
Oh, you're gonna love them. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
You're gonna love them.
We did a whole video with them.
Yeah, they're awesome. They are.
I heard them from you guys in the thing we did for Lee and Sherry, and then creep their channel. They're all like, "Yeah, Union, Jesus."
Guys,
this and that we pop off, and the one that I watched, the first one I watched, he's like, as they're ending the video, he's like, he's getting up. He says, "Oh, you should have heard the fight we had before. I don't think we were gonna get through this." And I'm right.
They're pretty vulnerable. They're open.
Yeah,
authentic.
Yeah.
Who did y'all know last Thursday? Like, we know we're friends with Lee and Sherry, we're friends with Sandra and Alan, and we're friends with Nick and Dove. Who did y'all know anybody there?
The ones not personally, Lee and Sherry, we actually came across them last year. We actually watched some of their videos. They were just really helpful in understanding some things.
Oh yeah.
But we never met them.
Right.
The only ones that we really knew was Sandra and Alan, because we did an interview.
Yeah.
Now, Nicole, we haven't talked to her, but we connected with her last year.
Was it the year before? I think.
Yeah, the year before, because like we were actually friends on Facebook at one point.
Yeah, on Facebook. That's it. We met them on Facebook.
I think we may be still friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
But we never really talked with them. But that's the other thing. I'm glad you mentioned that. Gosh, in a minute we're gonna have to cut this because we gotta go and make some food.
I mean, seriously, I'm starving, y'all. I'm gonna eat today.
But real quick on that live that we did, when Nicole went through and she channeled something, when it came through in that different language, and I had to send her a message to let her know, because when she did that, it actually took me somewhere. Like I literally astral projected to a whole nother house. And when I told her the situation, she was telling me about how that's her place in the astrals, where she go and light candles for the world and things like that. Like, what is, for one, two things. Did you all experience anything while she did that? And also, what is she? Because she's like super freaking powerful. What the hell?
Yeah. So that's called light language that she channels, is light language. So I am pretty used to her light language, but even it's taken me on journeys. It's taken me through my shadow and done healing. It's like a healing modality. She does music. It has knocked me on my ass. It's made me throw up before. It's made me nauseous. It's made me dizzy. Like it's it's medicine.
I had to
straight
tell
from
Nicole,
source.
Nicole was sending her some music that she makes, and I had to tell Nicole, I mean, like, you need to give a guy a fucking warning. You're gonna do some of that shit.
Disclaimer.
Cause she blew, oh man, she blew up for a day, and I was like, what the fuck is going on? It's raining down. And Nicole apologized. She laughed though, like that's what it's all about. But it was like, I mean, it takes her to her depths, man.
Yeah. I
And
connect really deeply
God.
with Nicole's energy.
Yeah, I did that soul realignment, and she is the Akashic record keeper fucker upper
Retriever?
guy. Like, yeah, she'll go in and she'll, rewrite shit in the etheric, and like it's wild, man. Those two are very, very powerful, just as we are and you are. You know what I mean?
I guess we all have our different areas or avenues or whatnot. Yeah.
I felt like
Right.
when I went to that house, I was like, what the hell? Like I'm looking in, I could see the kind of like a log cabin type thing in the roof where I see the wooden beams and stuff, and I saw the house on the outside. I was like, what the hell is it? Where am I?
That kind of like the movie that we were just talking about, where the guy built his sanctuary for him and his twin flame when they went on in the afterlife. What's that movie? What Dreams Are Made Of, right?
Oh,
Yeah, that's
oh yeah, her light language has fucked me up many a times, but it's kind of like, you take medicine one time and you have a reaction to it. But once you kind of get used to it being in your system, it gets more gentle. Once you kind of are used to taking that energy in, because it is potent.
Yeah,
frequency.
Christians call it speaking in tongues, kind of very similar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it was
It's spirit coming through.
that wasn't in tongues. That was
in tongues.
Oh,
That was not tongues. I
That was
speak in
a-
tongues. That is not tongues.
yeah, well, the difference between light language and tongues is light language is spirit talking directly.
Right.
Tongues is like, to me, it was a show back in the day kind of thing.
I mean, people really do be talking in tongues, but like tongues and just
But
from
with-
feeling the sensation wise, they're two totally
With
different
her,
things.
she's ripping things out and recoding and you know what I mean? It's like what do you call that?
I don't know, but we hungry, babe. We ain't got
Yeah.
time for you to figure it out. I love you, but
Yeah, we gotta go start cooking dinner.
Yeah.
yes, us too.
live at 9 o'clock.
Oh yeah,
so
we got a live to
Oh,
do.
shit. Y'all got to go.
Well, we'll definitely be there.
Yeah, please. I mean, we might do a Zoom if you guys want to chime in.
Yeah.
Feel free.
Yes.
Sounds
Wonderful.
good.
I love you guys. It
We
was
love
so
you.
Thank y'all for your time.
Awesome. Thank you.
There now.
See you later. Bye.
See you guys later.
Peace
Peace.
out. Lee.